So, there's only one reason why we're here tonight, okay? And that's because we have a powerhouse chiro that's been doing his thing for a long time, his head down, charging forward. He's out of Arizona. Hopefully most of you can understand him because he does have a thick accent, especially when he's really fired up. I had the privilege of meeting him at CalJam and getting pretty much my rear end ripped about how I wasn't stepping up big enough in chiropractic. So needless to say, I decided to get in there. I know Gottlieb and a lot of you have attended his seminars. He's been coaching for how many years? A long time. Most of you weren't born when he started, exactly. So he's been around a long time. Exactly. I think he adjusted BJ at birth. And, you know, and here's the awesome news. Amen. He's not only going to deliver a message, but he's going to shove it in you, and you're going to get it whether you like it or not. That's the one thing I got out of it. So I want you just to be open to receive tonight and give him a huge standing ovation. He came all the way out from Arizona, took a day off from practice. He still sees more than most of us all chiropractors put together here in San Diego do in a week. He did in a day, and he's been doing it for a long time. And I know a lot of people honor and respect him, but I just want to give it up for Dr. Fred Schofield. Boom.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can I get a water to give him?
Thank you very much. Thanks, Dr. Matt. Matt didn't tell you that his wife asked me to adjust her after I met him, and she did say it was the best adjustment she's ever had.
That is true. That's not a lie.
I don't lie. Okay, I've been doing this a long time. We're not just fired up for one weekend. We're not just fired up for one day, 1 hour. It takes a lot of effort to be excited for your life. In my life, I'm 57. I've been in this business for 30 years now. I'm not a talker, although I was trained to talk. My wife will she'll just text me A game or no game.
I can do that without a board.
And when I played rugby, I was a professional rugby player. I actually represented the United States. I was chosen to go for the first World Cup, but because we were struggling in practice, we couldn't go. And it still gets me today that we couldn't go because I had 2 kids and I didn't have the finances. And I remember guys on the team who were medical doctors, they could go. As the hospital, you know, they share the wealth, those boys. But I went down for this last World Cup. I went with 4 chiropractors. We went for 5 days and we had a fantastic time. And we start out. It'll move. You'll see. We'll get moving. We'll get moving. You know, when that one lady said you want to be a chiropractor or physical therapist, we have 2 doctors. One of them sees 900 a week, the other one sees about 600 a week in small little practices, but next door there's like 8 physical therapists that see like less than 80 a week, you know. So you just go figure. The one has a passion for the internal environment. That's what it's all about. See, if you're not sharing that there's this inner journey, you can go deal with cash and money and all that. That's okay, but unless you sweep up. See, I was at CalJam last, and there's this broom hanging on the wall there. It just happened to be a red broom. And as I was walking out, this broom said to me, "Take me with you." Swear to God. So I took it off the wall. It wasn't planned or anything. It just came off the wall. And I said, I'm here to sweep it clean. That's what we're here to do. That's what CORE represents. You know, I don't get paid for any of this stuff. We taught a seminar on this weekend in New York on Saturday, and then on Thursday in Pittsburgh. And I came back and I practiced Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I like to practice. I'm a chiropractor, and management and all that other stuff. You know, honestly, to me, it's pathetic. I mean, you wouldn't start a business, would you, if you didn't know what the end product was going to cost you? That's like, don't be retarded. What are you? Why would you do that? My undergraduate, I have an undergraduate degree, but I did not finish. So it's strange for some of you, because some of you finished it, but you're not passionate about it. As soon as I got a contract to play professional rugby in Italy, I went to my dad and said, Dad, I'm out of here. And he goes, you son of a bitch. Now you got to understand my father. He's a medical doctor. And they think they're God. They do. They think they can waste people. They can try anything they want in the name of science. And this country is the worst at glorifying the science. That's why we spend more money on artificial BS than any other country on the planet. And you condone it. And that gets me upset. But I don't get upset long. See, I captained when I was under 10. I was raised on a wine farm. You won't believe it. I was raised on a wine farm. And I think my breast milk was laced with wine. I think so. I think that's why my DNA is still adapting. But my mom was unbelievable. My mom was into alternative in the 50s. And she still is an amazing woman. But everything fell apart in our life. So you're raised in this wine farm, and you got this dad who everybody thinks is God. And then in one weekend, their marriage fell apart. I mean, we knew it was gonna, but we went into a one-bedroom apartment with 3 boys. Can you imagine living with horses and riding and all this good stuff? And then in one moment, it's all taken away from you. And it's been a major driving force in my life. See? It has been a passion. And I'm very fortunate. My God, I mean, when I say that, when I am always in the right place at the right time. Everybody repeat after me on 3. 1, 2, 3. Right place, right time. We ain't leaving San Diego, I'll tell you that. We're not leaving this room. Bolt the doors. We'll do what old BJ. You want to be BJ fanatics? We'll bolt the doors. If you're late, you can't come in. Why? Because there's certain honor, see, and we like that. I'm old school chiropractic, upper cervical. What else is there? Torque. Well, you just go tell me about the dural sheath, and when the dural sheath is wrapped around the arachnoid mater, pia mater, dura mater, they are at angles, torqued around. They don't go down like that. They go around, torquing-wise. And so you go, we've got all these adjustments that are just straight. There. Got it. I think I got it. God, I hope I got it. It made a noise. Man, if our profession is based on noise, get out of here. I'm out of here. I'm not doing that stuff. We're neurological chiropractors. You either know the neurology or you don't. We still use the same old system. That little bone called the atlas, 2 ounces, and you've got about a 12 pounder on top of a little 2-ounce little bone, and it vibrates. As you're vibrating, every cell in your being is vibrating. What don't you get? The temple is within. Seek ye first the kingdom. And where should I do that, Lord? On the inside. Because the kingdom's within. And so when patients come to us, their kingdom on the inside has been distorted. How has it been distorted? Well, because of strain. There's only one thing I want you to learn tonight. I came to teach you strain, not stress. You say to a patient, hey, you're stressed out. They say, no, I'm not. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do now? Well, you can't do anything now. But if you say, you know, your body's under a lot of strain, they'll go, yeah. See, because stress thinks, every time you say stress to somebody, they think emotions. But when you say strain, see, and Hans Selye, who wrote the book, The Stress of Life, he wrote a lot of books. But in The Stress of Life, he said there's only 3 reasons why people don't, why they get sick, why they get stressed. But on his deathbed, he said, I'm Austrian-Hungarian, and I confused the word stress with strain. I should have said strain. See, a strain on the nervous system puts it into a degenerative cycle. That's why people, you know, you've been to meetings, you know, old boys meetings. I don't know if you have them over here, but we have them, and I go to South Africa for them because we're good guys. A lot of South Africans in San Diego. Well, it's like Cape Town, a little bit. Not quite, Matt, not quite, but a little bit. The weather's a little, it's cold in this place. I'm from Arizona, man. It's nice and hot. The joints feel good. It's a dry heat. We like it. You know, the wine is ice cold. Well, do you drink cab? You don't drink cab Burnet in a swimming pool in Arizona at 115 degrees. You understand that? It's ice cold Pinot Meow. You have a good time. And I come from the school of good time. Repeat after me. We're not here for a long time.
We're not here for a long time.
But we are here for a good time.
We are here for a good time.
Now don't forget, sweep it out. Because my dad used to say, I love this, just like a zen little mat. Even makes a nice sound. Most people aren't here for a good time. They're for a stressed out time. Imagine living in the most prosperous country in the history of known civilization, the most prosperous country. You have everything, and yet the teenage suicide, which we don't worry about vaccines, worry about teenage suicide, is at the record levels. Penitentiary, record levels. Why? Because in affluent society, people turn to drugs and they turn to altering. They turn to altering the inner kingdom. See, because the inner kingdom seeks stimulation. Seek ye first the kingdom. But it says many things. It says thy kingdom, not yours, but thy kingdom come and thy will be done. Because the kingdom has rules and has a ruler. We call that ruler innate. It has an intelligence. And it's from the Son, but it's not the Son. See, but it's from the Son. It's from the source. But BJ called it the semi-source. Because it's like the sun rays, you can catch a tan, but that's not the sun. Those are just the rays from the sun. Because the sun's core is kind of hot. Well, if you come to visit me in Arizona, you'll know it's hot. And so I'm blessed tonight. You may not be, I'm blessed because we have a doctor here and his wife, just fantastic, and their little kids come and they train with us, and they brought their kids tonight, which means the world to me. Because those little guys, they actually hear this word. And when they're not polluted, see, we live in a very polluted society. America is a cynical place. Now don't forget, you are comrades. You are comrades. I'm a citizen. I signed up. I'm a citizen of the United States. I always say, you're a comrade. You don't like this, you don't like that, you don't like this, you don't like that, but you do nothing about it. You don't take a stand. Yeah, well, so-and-so will do it. Oh, Matt will do it. Well, Matt don't do jack. His missus does everything. Were you kidding me? He's just got that funny screwed up nose when he smiles. She does everything, man. Tell me your CA doesn't do everything. You adjust. What's that take? Brains? It does. You know the funny thing? When I started out, they thought I was out of control. And yet now I get invites to go to the most conservative because they realize I'm the most conservative. My dad was a medical. My wife was a pharmacist. And she went on and studied iridology and nutrition, and she's an unbelievable chick. And I mean, we've been married 30 years, we got 3 kids, all kids were born at home. I mean, we're into this thing. I mean, what we find out, the kids aren't fanatical today. It's just take this, pop that, pop this, pop that. See, everything's a pull. Everything's outside you. See, when you get outside the kingdom, then everything's outside. It's over there. But it says, the kingdom of heaven, or the kingdom of peace, or the kingdom of health is at hand. Whew. That turns me on. Because the hand is a mystical instrument. They say the extremity of the hand is God's opportunity. Without the hand, what do you create? Squat. And the hand is a magical instrument. It's an instrument of God. And this passion. Yeah, you can make money. You're talking to somebody that took care of business. If I retire, we have homes all over the world, and we're not playing games. See, I didn't want the biggest home in town because I like a lot of homes. See, that's just how I am. You say, hell, I never heard of that before. Well, you can have the $5 million home, but you can't have any other homes. So I prefer a whole bunch of little homes because I like to travel, and I like weather in different places. So we move around. We move around. See, and I've been blessed. I know I lived in the Mercedes 80s, but I didn't play that game. See, it's quite easy to be wealthy in America. My CAs became very wealthy. Why? Because we just told them how to save money. And if you save for 30 years and you save for 40 years, you're going to be wealthy. So wealth's not the issue. See, what is the issue is how much meaning you have in your life and what brings you meaning. See? What brings you meaning? Meaning is it. Purpose, you'll lose your purpose. If you've been in practice 30 years, there's many times you've lost your purpose. Who's been in practice here 20 years or more? To ask them, multiple times they've lost. They just went, boom, okay, check your Monday. Yeah, there was nothing going on. I had an old timer came up to me in Pittsburgh, being graduated in 1964, and the old timers loved me. They loved me. The young punks with all these long sleeved shirts, and they got all these new fancy. When I met Matt the first time, what the hell is this long sleeve? Like you bodybuild, you don't want to, you can't show it. My age group, you had them cut right here, and you had a couple of smokes, and you rolled it up. You know what I'm saying? It was more of a James Dean kind of look. You know what I'm saying? I'll take you on a little story tonight, and a story hopefully we trigger that you make a difference. You see, I know personally that if you are seeing 40 a day, patients a day, and you go to another management seminar and you get a good procedure, then you're just going to stay at 40 with a new procedure. And we've got tons of chiropractors like that. They go and do this. They sign up with this guy, and they got him $25,000. My God, how come I got the procedure manual for nothing? Well, because I'm organized, and are you crazy? You out of your mind? 300,000, they got the kids now signed up. You're out of your mind. You know why? Because there's fear. This country is stacked with fear. I know, I was around in 10, and I went in South Africa. We got a lot of Muslims, tons of them. But I ain't chicken to nobody. Bring it on, baby. You got an issue with me? Let's step it up. See? I'm old school like that. I just am. I always said I'm going to fill the halls in chiropractic one day. I remember when I started out, there's nobody listening to me. So I said, okay, I'm going to have to get the biggest practice. So I did. 516 in a day. Nobody's beaten that on a single day. On their own. On their own. Let's get the parameters right now. On their own, 1,500 a week. There's guys who are bigger, and they got a lot of little chappies running around. On their own, take my own x-rays. Why? I like that stuff. That's why. But I'm not into volume for the volume. You see, that stuff doesn't last. You have to learn how to flow this. You have to learn how to flow with your life. When the tide's coming in, you've got to catch that wave and go for it. When the tide's backing out, you've got to learn how to do that. See, it's a different kind of environment. But when you're young, I can't believe the kids aren't excited. My son, his practice close to 400 a week, and he's only been in practice 8 months. But he's excited. And the mates he hangs around with are all excited. See, because the procedure, if you go to the office tomorrow and your procedures stay the same, but I affect your consciousness, well, that's what does it. See, the consciousness, you elevate the consciousness. And consciousness, by the way, is right here at the medulla. See? The Hindus call that the mouth of God. And what is there at the medulla called a thing called, we're going to cover it tonight, the reticular activating system. Most important thing in your life, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? Are you looking for it? Seek and ye shall find. Are you looking for it? Well, if you look, it didn't say anything about looking. What do you seek? Seek like you got some passion and you want it so bad you can taste it. That's how you seek something. Your practice, boom. Oh, you don't have insurance? Oh, shame. Welcome to Arizona. That's what I told all the Californians when they had to go cash. Our dear beloved brother that loves chiropractic, Mr. Arnold, what's his name? The terminator of the workman's comp. Yeah, baby. And the schools plummeted. I was the last speaker at Cleveland Chiropractic College. End of their game. Sold out. Finished. Done. Palmer West on the verge. There were 16,000 students in 94. Today, 9. Where did the 7,000 go? I told Sid years ago, take it easy. Don't try and get the biggest, the most. Let's keep our philosophy tight. See, if you don't have a why in life, you ain't got nothing. So just to be the biggest, even life, is not telling the total truth. I know my man over there, because they got a hell of an undergraduate program. But how many are in chiropractic? Well, we don't know. Palmer College, when we play rugby, 100% every player on that team is in chiropractic school. Are you with me? See? And we're proud of that. We'll kill anybody, and we're third in the nation against every big boy on the planet. But every one of us is going to be a chiropractor. Now, I'm seriously proud of that. I don't just need to be number one just to say I'm number one. I don't work like that. I work like that. I hope there are chiropractors bigger than me one day. I pray that they are. I hope they are. I would want that. Otherwise, we'd stagnate. The guys who taught me saw 5,000 a week. You want to compete? Go ahead. They're going to smoke you. You. Okay, I'm done. We don't even start. How is their case history? Not long. Okay. What the hell? First of all, a case history is for a CA to take. Learn that quickly. And a consultation is for the doctor. My dad taught me that. Fred, when you get information, make sure your CA takes all the information, asks all the questions, and gets all this information. When did this happen? How did it happen? How many surgeries? Why do you got this? Have you been diagnosed with this? Have you had this? Have you had that? What this and what's that? I don't do that. See? I'm a doctor. I don't know what game you're playing. And I'm old school. I wear a clinic jacket. Ha! Think about that. Well, the research's already done. Those that wear a uniform, people believe you 92% of the time, even if you're not who you say you are. And yet, if a fireman walked in there with a jeans and t-shirt and said, there's a fire, get out, only 46% of us would follow him. But if a non-fireman walked in and had a fire's outfit and said, get out, it's on fire, 92% of us would leave. Tell me uniforms aren't important. Put a clinic jacket on. And when you're at 500 a week, you can do whatever you do. Go smoke your dope and have a good time in San Diego. Oh my God. Like chiropractors have never done that? Never. Not. I've personally never done it. But a half our rugby team in the 70s, I think that's how they got to chiropractic. It's fantastic. Everybody say, I'm having a good time.
Having a good time.
I'm excited to be here on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm excited to be here.
Oh. Of course, we're in California. We do understand it's different. This is our home, my friends. You're not going anywhere. Your mother and father brought you into this world. And maybe your heaven is I was expelled from the convent when I was 6 years old, so I know Mother Superior personally. But that's our home. I don't believe any part of you physically is going to leave that home. I don't believe that. And if you travel at the speed of light, this cosmos is expanding so that at the speed of light, consciousness is expanding. And as it should. As it should. Now this little slide, the basic intentions. What are your intentions? In a God-driven life, you're given some gifts of happiness. One of them is you have a vision. What's your vision? It says in the book, where there is no vision, the people perish. That means they self-destruct. Done. Now, you don't have a vision for your family, for your children, then they will self-destruct. Steve Jobs passed away. Art McCullough, he was 80, he just passed away this last week. Joe Markovich used to train with us, he passed away this last week. Bo Zimmerman used to train with us, he passed away this last week. I don't know, they don't like to go to the pearly gates with not a band of them, they want some mates around there, say, hey, St. Peter, got my ID here, buddy. I think I'm in. See, that's a very childish. See, I'm Irish Catholic, so we don't worry. We don't get all hung up like the Baptists. You may get in, and you may not. Us Irish, Roman, retired altar boys, we're in. Screw that, man. I used to pour the wine for Father Corkett, and he'd go, God, I thought there was more wine here. I said, no, Father, it's getting very... We've been struggling in that department. I'll talk to my father about it. I'll bring some wine next time. This class was the #1 class at Notre Dame University on philosophy. Get a vision of your life. Get some commitment. Oh my God, get some commitment, man. Come on now. Holy cow. Come on. Just tell your patients, I'm committed, are you? Just say, I'm committed first. Say, I'm in, are you? I don't have to get all fancy about it. Get some certainty. If you don't, man, there's a fantastic, go to our website, mochichu.com, and go and get all those books. They're old and they're going out of print. Why? Because the young punks, all they want to do is, how much prepay? $9,000? Okay, great. Okay, so you won't be in business in Sun City, Arizona. You'll be done. Why? Because retirees aren't going to pay that. So it sounds great, but you're not going to have a little pediatric little baby who came to me who's going for surgery and they're on their way to the hospital, and I said, hold the phone. You come in. That was Wednesday. Got him in. Set the atlas. Do whatever I got to do. I'm good at that. Got 5 pregnant women right here. Not personally. Take it easy. But I know what I'm doing. See? And there comes some certainty with that. You go into your office with certainty. On 3, certainty. 1, 2, 3.
Certainty.
Yeah, you're going to get it. This is how we started. So let's go back to that other one, because you get confidence by having certainty. You don't get confidence saying, I'm confident. God is confident. God is confidence. Okay? The quality of confidence is from the Great One. And how do you develop confidence? by being exposed to what you're not confident with, to find out if you got the qualities that he or she gave you. I had a patient come in once. I said, God will heal you. She had a walking stick and she whacked me on the head, on the leg like that. God dang it. I went, shit! The hell you do that for? Don't talk about things you don't know anything about. See, God could be a woman. Oh my God. Oh! Anyway, let's get over that one. 30 years of marriage, you step over that real quick. You just move that way, move that way. There's certain things you just move on. Courage, God is courage. All you have to, but it will expose you to areas that develop courage. Stop looking for a procedure and start to raise your consciousness. Are you with me? It's the consciousness of service that we have lost. We are here to serve our fellow men. That's what I'm here to do tonight. Whether you buy a product of mine, you know what? God bless you. But we're here to serve you. And not many guys can do that. Why? Well, because they didn't take care of business. There are a lot more spokes in this wheel than you realize. To be successful in life, that's the game. How can you not be successful in America? Are you out of your mind? What the hell are you doing here? One-way ticket, Afghanistan. Even Afghans are excited. Those little girls are at school. I told my daughter, when my wife went to school, she could not get a scholarship because of her gender. And my daughter went to school on a full ride. But you know what the trouble with the young kids today? They take it for granted. Same as the young chiropractors. It really gets me. Because you've been blessed to live in the greatest country, the U.S. of A. We founded chiropractic, and yet we're the first ones to dog on it. I find that very upsetting. That's why I go around the country talking and saying, stop it. Be thankful. Say, I'm thankful on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm thankful.
You better be thankful. What else is there? Thanksgiving's coming up. Be thankful. We always invite students to our home so that they can see. My interns used to live with me so they could see what a disciplined life matters. So we can pass the message on. We're just messages. Your journey's going to come to an end at some point. Where are the 70-year-olds? I don't see them. But if I go to the Midwest, I see them. And they're excited. I had an old man come up to me. He's been practicing 64. He goes, they're coming, baby. He's been in practice at 64. He starts at 5 o'clock in the morning. You Californians, oh no, 5, no, maybe 12. I got to go and catch some waves before I got to go and check it out. Of course, cash. I mean, chiropractic is a cash business. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. Why? Because the insurance industry, the only reason why this young lady would go to a physical therapy is because they cover it, insurance. But you know those days are coming to an end. The $80, the $120, the $200 visits are coming to an end. This medical industrial complex cannot carry the weight. It's what this whole game's all about. Do you understand that? You bought a home here for $2 million, but it's really only worth $500,000. My God. What happened to the American dream? Bang! Is that true? I know my next door neighbors had to move back in. And it's the young kids. See, I'm going to be okay. Don't worry about me. I'm good to go in this game. I'm strong, man. I've got 3 new patients already scheduled for tomorrow at 3:30. I like them all. Come. Why? Because I'm the doctor, that's why. Who are you? I don't know, Fred. Could you tell me? I don't know. Get some, I don't know, they all got C's in them. God bless. Here was the dream, 1981, had a wife, a child. This is all her stuff. Only the truck was mine. 66, bought it for $300. I wish I still had kept it. It was an amazing journey. We traveled all across America and we visited chiropractors and we saw what we liked and we saw what we didn't like and we took what we wanted. And we said, we're going, and this is old school. Because I'm like, this was the 70s mentality I grew up with. And I've had young kids come up to me and they go, my God, I wish I went to school with you. And I said, well, it was just the same. You just didn't have fun. We had fun. See, we had a lot of fun. So that's how it started. If you can dream it, you can. Walt Disney, just up the road here, but Walt went bankrupt 3 times. And Walt was quite stressed out in his life, if you read about it. We used to have staff meetings. We used to fly him in to Oxnard, California. Because there's an In-N-Out burger there at the airport there. And I would take my staff and say, we are only going to serve 3 meals, a 1, a 2, and a 3. And that's all you're going to get in my business. You want something fancy? You want me to put my thumb up your ass? Go to the physical therapist right here. Just kidding. But there are some techniques like that. They use gloves now, but in the old days, straight in, baby. Straight in. That's why we called it the brown thumb method. I wasn't quite into that one, okay? So we brought the rhino into chiropractic. Anybody who says that they brought it in, we brought it in. We were the first guys who said, you got to get off and start to hone in on what it is. You're 30 years old now. How's it going? You're 28, you're 31, you're 24. How's your game? Okay. You got to start getting some clarity. And the heart is the first organ to form. Wow. Our mother's heartbeat is our earliest experience in the womb. And that heartbeat beats at the same oscillation as the mother. Same as us not now. Take a deep breath with me. We're all synchronized. We've been here for about 30 minutes now. And we're all our hearts are synchronized. Go check it out. That's why in a high volume practice, you start to oscillate and you start to dance and you start to just move. And people just synchronize. They just fill in the groove and boom, and boom, and there they go. Now you can see hundreds of patients a day. They're no big. If you have to think about it, well, you're not going to do that. You'd be done. So well, did you fill out? Oh my God! Oh! You're not going to do it. One day, you're done. I had a guy come up to me. I needed to take a holiday, and I just usually shut my door. But this time I thought, I'll get somebody to come in. So I hold this kid in, national graduate. I said, Atlas only, clockwise talk, that's all. I said, he showed up. He said, how many patients am I going to see? I said, well, how many have you seen in a week? 72. He saw 900. Haven't seen him since. You can check all this. The catastrophe theory, there's no dinosaurs today. There's a lot of relics of dinosaurs. Chiropractic could be in trouble. It is in trouble. It is in trouble. And we've got to have more meetings like this. And there's just not enough chiropractors. Some empty chairs. It really irritates me. Why? Because I know that they're going to go and change the procedure, see, and nothing's going to change unless you change the consciousness. Consciousness happens at the reticular activating system. If you've got problems, quite simple. We'll cover them before we leave tonight. They're going to blame my little truck that I fill up like every 2 months, and they're going to go, global warming, man. That's global warming. Not your little truck, okay? But they're going to put it on you because that's the dream. We pay the taxes. 72% of taxes in America paid by professionals. The government cannot do without us, but they don't want to give us anything. Why? You know why they don't like chiropractic? Because they can't measure it. See, they can measure what goes in this bottle. So they can 8 ounces. No, there's 8.1. Tax him. You see, in chiropractic, they can't do it. How much force did you put in? How much? We could do it if we had. We've had like a total of $20 million for research, and we're still around. Everybody say, right on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Right on!
We're still around. So they must either not like us for some reason. They're scared of us. So I was taught, why not act a little arrogant? Say, I like that on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I like that.
Put a clean jacket on, go, look in the mirror, go, you mean son of a bitch.
Come on.
Get in there, man. Get some adrenaline pumping. Instead of going, well, I'm not sure if we can help you. Oh, God, who wants to go to a chiropractor like that who's got no authority?
Come on.
At least have authority on the principle. The principle means that there is an intelligence in the universe. Don't lose your faith in God. Lose your faith in your ability. For sure. You think I've got everybody? I would go to these seminars in the 70s and 80s and I go, wow, that guy just gets everybody well. Are you kidding me? People walk out of my office just like they walk out of your office. That's the beauty of practice, because you're not 100%. And that's what drives me. I'm not going to get through to everybody here tonight because some of you are shut down. You're shut down before you even came in here. I don't even know why you came. Why? Because you shut it down. See, that's the magic. You're in charge. God said, here you are, here are the faculties. You can use these faculties. Go for it. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Faculties, what's that? My gosh. They're going to, oh man, forget these guys. Those guys are done. Sorry, man. It's going to be a good fight. They're all going to be locked up in the zoo. See, I can't stand zoos. I'm from Africa. We just went on safari. I can't stand the whole concept of tying a creature that wasn't designed for that. Because we just don't have, we just won't. We're so greed-based. See, get a bigger home than somebody. Man, who cares how big their home is? Does that home have a heart? Is that a family home? Are there children in there? Can I hear the little squeals? Why are you doing what you're doing? So it's kind of like, I like it because it kind of gets deep. And I'm going to ask you before you leave tonight. What you learned? And that comes from an old management guy. Deming. He said if you're either improving or you're getting worse. There's no in between. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. I'm getting better. You should have heard me 30 years ago. We would be done already and I would have had you, son of a bitch, put a smile on your face. Or get out. And some of them got out. Get out! See, like I cared. Where are they now? They're still not smiling. What's he mean? I don't know. You put the meaning on what I say. You're the one who puts the meaning on your life. See? But these guys, shame. They're gone. This guy, I would love to meet this guy one day. That little Chinaman, he stood for something. What have you stood for? And they will take you out. That's the greatest thing we have in the US of A. They can't get rid of us. Say right on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Right on!
They can't get rid of us. God dang, would they love to get rid of us? Hell yeah, they want to. They want to take subluxation out. I hope you signed up with that thing, hey? Everybody did? Raise your hand, say yes. Yes. Okay, you got to do it. Just do it. They're going to take adjustment out. They don't have it at Palmer College anymore. Don't worry. I'm not going to disappear. My children are there, so I gotta go where it is. See? But all I'm telling you is, that's how they did it to the osteopaths. See, I know the history. How did the osteopaths get taken over? Well, the same way they're doing it with us. They said, get rid of the bad stuff and just say that, subluxation is just anti-religion. Because they're a religion, you know that. They own the hospitals, right? Right? No, they don't. The hospital is owned by you and me, unless it's a private hospital. The doctors don't own the hospital. Investors do. It's business, man. And yet, if you and I go, and I went in the other day to go and adjust a little newborn, and I thought I was in the South African Army. Hey, Susan, you got my back? Yeah, she's a pharmacist. Come on through. Here I am, checking it out. I still adjust those kids. I walk in there. I love it, man. It's awesome. And if you haven't done it, man, grow some balls and do it. I don't know how else you say it. How do you say it in California? They say, of course, don't adjust the kid if he's got cranials and that's inside. It's just not the way to be born. I don't. Are some people going to have that? Yeah, but majority, they don't need that. And this one's the worst. C-section. And you know what? The electronic fetal monitor. Oh, well, first of all, there's even one thing worse. 30% of all our young children cannot conceive children, which is a sign of malnutrition. We have a product, Wuji Corella. You're going to hear a lot of it. Why? Because I gave it to that pregnant mom, and she fed the little 5-week-old little baby, and they want to go in and turn the sphincter and expand the sphincter surgically. What? I put the mother, because the baby wasn't having any bowel movements, so I put the mom on Corella, and guess what happened? He pooped. I said to the father, was the breast milk green? He goes, no, but the poop was. I went, whoa-wee! It's awesome. You can give it to one. The beautiful thing about this, you're going to watch, man. If this was a pharmaceutical drug, this would be $1 billion industry. But it's not. But I'm going to tell you something. If you have children, if you have women who want to conceive, you put them on this stuff. Green. Remember that. It's algae. You're going to see huge things. I'm way ahead of this game. I've been on this product since 1986, and it saved my life. I've been to chiropractors. I'd been from upper cervical to SOT and everything in between. I'd been to everybody, and they couldn't. They got rid of my back pain, but they couldn't get my constipation handled. I got on it, bang! And I'm talking, bang! Don't get all hung up on vaccines, man. Relax, man. The Spanish flu of 1918 killed about 1.6 billion, okay? In our office, we don't hand stuff. It's okay. It's okay. Don't let me tread on any toes. I don't want to agitate anybody. But I just go. See, I'm not going to personally take responsibility for my patients having vaccines. You understand that? I'm not in that game. If you want to play that game, you play that game. I don't. You make a decision. See, our office is you make the decision. It's the same as everything. You make the decision. You want to grow in practice? Well, you make the decision. The old timers didn't need what you did. D.D. Palmer was making $9,000 a year in 1896. $9,000. Do you know what the average MD was making? $1,000 a year. D.D. didn't work in the mornings. You know all the stuff, right? Right? You know your history, right? They teach it at school. Yeah. They don't teach squat, man. He had 91 on the books before he showed up at 12 o'clock. He only started work at 12. He was a magnetic healer. You can't just adjust people all day long, you see. Got to have breaks. I would take a 5-hour break in my day. So I was really jazzed in the morning, and then I had 5 hours for myself to regenerate. Phew! And then we go for the evening. Okay? That's old school, though. And I'll tell you what, we get guys not to work on Fridays. Do you work on Friday? Nah, nobody works on Friday. Are you crazy? You work on Friday? You work on Friday? Yeah. 25. 25. Come. Right here. Our leader works on Friday. He's out of his mind. Exactly. Say, Matt, relax. Wouldn't want to. Here it is. Everything. Cancer will do the same thing. It'll spike and go and just start to move. That's the beauty of this innate intelligence. Everything does it. ADD will spike and will carry on. Why? Because this body is absolutely amazing. It has the intelligence of God. Who else created the kingdom? The devil? Please, grow up. Say, I learned from a retired altar. Don't tell your priest this. Oh my God. Where's that retired altar boy? Son of a bitch. Don't ask questions like that. Concussion of force is the most powerful thing you do. Everything has a concussion of force. Everything. Whatever you do sends out a vibration. There's an oscillation. I'm trying to get, just tonight, I'm working on your oscillation. I hope you never think the same. I hope like I'm a little spike on your brain cells. Bam! God dang, that son of a bitch. Some of you won't sleep tonight. You go, shit, I don't know where I'm going in life. Get out of bed! Okay. Where is he? God dang! Concussion of a... This is preventative maintenance. Are you kidding me? If we didn't have insurance, they wouldn't be doing this, okay? That's $100,000. Probably bilateral. They do that in South Africa. They do bilateral. Hey, this one's going to go. We're going to have to do that in 10 years, so we might as well do them both at the same time. Wow. And then they cry about a little $3,000 to the chiropractor. Huh? Please. And by the way, when I looked at this, and I looked at the PI, and I looked at this, and I could see some things. First of all, she has a massive scoliosis. Can you see that? So there's a lot we could do there, because the meningeal torque, the meninges is attached to the second sacral tubercle, and they wind up. And if you got this torque going on, then once you get to the atlas, which created the torque lower down, I just want to tell you something. She had no choice. Do you know that back surgery, the whole concept of the slip disc doesn't exist? Herniated disc doesn't exist. They can't prove it. All they're doing it is for pain management. Did you know that? Pain management. That's why they do this. Pain management. And then she walks like this. How do you like that for the rest of your life? And you're only 52? My God. At least tell your patient some story. Of course, the subluxation's in trouble. This is my wife, by the way. I'm very happy. Got a good little cervical curve there. Oh. She's got a little forward head posture. Received corrective care for 26 years. Gets adjusted once a week. Maintains and takes Wuji Karela daily. Rates quality of life 10 out of 10. She's married to me. What do you expect? Oh, you guys are laughing now? Oh my God! We got comedians here? Holy shit! You guys never heard these things before? Release your brakes, man. Take your foot off and stop judging yourself. Say, I'm the greatest. 1, 2, 3.
I'm the greatest.
You are? Who else has your thumbprint? Nobody. It's the universe. You are a child of God. How can you question that? How can you even question that? I don't care if you never go to church ever in your life. You're still a child of God. How's that? How's that? And you know what? The same mechanism works. Because that internal kingdom, thy kingdom come and thy will be done. If you can't find the temple in your heart, you will never find the temple, the heart in a temple. And yet we got people who go to the temple and they pray and they pray and they pray. It's no wonder they get disgruntled. We got chiropractors who change procedures. They change this, change that management. This guy's got the secret. There's only one secret. You. On three, me. 1, 2, 3.
Me.
You are. You're it. You go to that front desk and you become the best CA possible. All you go is get an attitude. Say, right on attitude. 1, 2, 3.
Right on attitude.
My staff love this stuff. They got to shout. When they see me in the morning, they got all the patients going, good morning, Dr. Fred. They got them all because they got to shout at me. Because I want innate to wake up now. We're going to work. We're going to work with the Spirit of the living Christ within that patient. We're going to tune it up. That's for real, man. I am so on that. And I'm a retired altar boy. Check it out. That's our home. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And yet science, our whole science, $1 trillion business, my friends. And you're giving them permission to do it. For science. You know what science means? It means we've got to chop this whole thing up until there's no earth left. And then science will come up with the answer. Now we'll put it all back together. Is that going to happen? Not on our life, man. Come on now. This is where I was raised. Say thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
I thought so too. It looks kind of nice. And there's wine in the cellar. And I'm a very happy man. This is where I grew up. It's no wonder. My mother would say, where were you today? I don't know, somewhere. I was hiking somewhere. There you go. That's just awesome. Table Mountain. Write it in your goals. You should have goals, you know. You know what I'm saying? What's your goal? To go to Catalina? Don't let those Mexicans come over the border. Don't worry, if they don't come over here, they come over in Arizona. I love my Spanish friends. They're awesome, man. I was the first who started the whole business of hiring Mexicans. I was. And they've been working me for 20, as long as I've had my home, but 25 years. They do my lawn, they do my thing. I was first offshoring the guy, man. I offshored them all the time. Hey, you want a job? Come on. Why? I'm an immigrant just like he is, pal. I'm the second. Harvey Lillard was the first janitor. I'm the second. I was a janitor at Palmer College. Harvey and I are alumni. $2.58 an hour. We'd do it again. We'd do it again. $200 a month. Work 4 hours every night. From 6 to 10 every night. Still got through on time. When you want something, you go get it. Otherwise, you don't want it. Don't come and tell me it's chiropractic. Don't give me that crap, man. There's some successful chiropractors from the East Coast to the West Coast. And everywhere up and down, north and south, that are fired up. Design is what this game's all about. And this is Frank Lloyd Wright, who's actually very close to Fred Barge. That's Frank. Don't they look at, jeez, look at that. Scarf, hair going back, look. Don't they look the same? Son of a bitch! They lived about less than 100 miles apart. But Fred said, I would rather go to my grave enduring the struggle against medical ignorance and prejudice than for the sake of acceptance suffer the indignities of the medical subordination. I ain't going to kiss their ass. I don't care. I'm going to live a long, God-filled, blessed life. But I ain't going to suck up to no medical doctor anytime, today or ever.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. When my finger was kicked off and I needed to go to the emergency, I was the first one. Listen, when your finger's kicked off, you don't go to the chiropractor, do you now? Are you insane out of your mind? Come on, man, get real. This is the moment. Say, it is.
It is. Come on.
Yeah, it is. Dream. We talk about dream. It's very simple. There's 5 letters in dream. Can you do that?
Thank you.
You got you. Detoxify. Everybody all remember D. Detoxify. Wuji Carella, whole food supplement, the only one on the market. That's the whole food you can live on it. I have for 3 weeks. I've lived on this only. Your energy won't even shift. It's the only one on the market. Anybody tell you spirulina? Nah, you can't live on spirulina. This you can. You can give it to a 1-year-old. You can give it to a 100-year-old. Costs them $20 a month. We got chiropractors. We sell a case of that a week out of our office. You make $400. Figure the math. It's a no-brainer. All that other stuff with the packages and you need a scoop of this and scoop of that. Are the patients doing it? No, they're not doing it. No, they're not. They do that. Simple. How long's it been around? 2.6 billion years. Got it? Say, I got it. Okay, don't lose it now. When you get something, you kind of lose it. Relax, regenerate, and rejuvenate. R, E, exercise, get physical. Everybody say, right on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Right on.
You got to send it out. You're going to sleep good tonight. Say yes on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to sleep good, don't you? Want to sleep good?
Yes.
Or you want to sleep like exhausted and then wake up exhausted? And then talk to all your exhausted friends? Right? And then try and reschedule your exhausted patients? Have lunch with your exhausted CA? Screw that! A stands for Atlas, locate, analyze, and adjust the major upper cervical subluxation. We are neurologists, my friends. We use the lever of the Atlas. That's it. That's the game. Whether you like it or not, if you go and this linear adjustment, my God. And I got really mad. That's why I've been a little raving, kind of crazy lately, because I never used to come and speak at these little, I thought this was childish. Get off your butt. You can't see 100 patients a day? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're not telling the truth, that's for sure. You only need some patients in your office, and if you ask them for referral, then you go get the referral. You go get the referral. You don't say, would you, hey, listen, you guys, would you bring a couple of your mates next time I come to town? Would you do that? And does that work? No, it doesn't work. Unless you claim your abundance. That comes from Moses. See, Moses wasn't allowed into the promised land. The promised land is your promised land. I'm not talking about history lessons. I'm not talking about the Baptists now. Take it easy. Retired altar boy. Kicked out of the convent. 6 years old. Been to the mother. You guys have no clue what I'm talking about. Unbelievable. I don't even know what a convent is anymore. Man, it's all attitude. Be pragmatic, man. Don't be crazy like everybody's going to buy this thing. They are not going to buy it. There are certain people that they will go, you're out of your mind. My parents-in-law thought I was out of my mind. My father thought I was out of my mind. My mother thought, there's hope for you, Fred. Moms are like that. Are you having fun yet? Yeah. You okay? You okay?
Pop the clutch.
Get past the marketing hype about processed foods. All the symptoms today are all symptoms of malnutrition. Go read Pottinger's. You can't beat it, my friend. Infertility, osteoporosis, stillborn babies. That was the third one. You know anybody who's had a stillborn baby? Never heard of that in the 70s and 80s. And then later on, wow, it started to happen just as Pottinger predicted. Cooked food. Do yourself a favor. Go get a little cat. Feed that cat only cooked food and feed that cat raw food. That one will die. He did 900 cats. Don't screw around with your life, man. That's it. It's magic.
It's a pretty green color.
And you take it till your stools are green.
Pretty green color.
What I'm talking about is this volitional activation. Volition means the I will brain. There's 3 brains in this. You got your thinking brain, which I'm trying to numb tonight. And you got your feeling brain. When you leave here, you'll feel different. We'll have like a little shift. Hopefully we'll have a little shift. Everybody say, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, you decide. You decide what happens. And then this volitional brain, the third one is the reptilian brain, which sits up here. And most of the doctors don't teach their staff the 3 brains, the triune brain model. We're almost done, so just relax. Relax. I always finish on time, just as we do in the office. Isn't that funny? Hey, what are you doing? Where are you going? Adjust this. No, hey. You don't see 300 a day doing that, my friends. It's organized. It's predictable. Isn't that right, Randy? He's seen 300 a day. When an egg hatches, it is 4 times more calcium than was in the egg. My question to you is, where did the calcium come from? But when you figure it out, you call me. You call me, okay? When people say, I don't know about innate, well, you just tell them the egg story. That little egg has so much calcium. But when that chick hatches, it has 4 times the calcium than it was born with. So where did the calcium come from? It's unbelievable, isn't it? It just floor you. Some of you have never even heard of that, have you? Now, raise your hands who've never heard that egg story. You see what I'm saying? You're going to go home tonight and say, honey, I heard this retired altar boy talk tonight. And I learned about this egg and this chicken and this calcium. It was awesome. Listen, that little white thing at the top is not what sank the Titanic, okay? This is what's going on. Fear, rejection, anxiety, guilt, hopelessness, giving up, and of course, denial. My practice is doing fine. I'm seeing like 60 a week. You're in trouble. Step it up. On 3, step it up. 1, 2, 3.
Step it up. You better do that again, Fred.
On 3, step it up. 1, 2, 3.
Step it up.
Is that okay?
Thank you.
Okay, got you covered. Let's move on. Let's move on. This is too complicated for you guys. If you don't know about torque, the DNA has a certain rotation and you can see the torque in it. So when you adjust tomorrow, please just do me a favor, just talk a little, okay? And you'll be a better adjuster, just with the intention. Okay? Just do that. This is what I'll leave you with tonight. We're trying to sweep some of the cobwebs. Hopefully you slept them out. Some of them are criticism, rejection. If you don't like me, it's okay. But actually what you don't like in me is what you don't like about yourself. See, so you actually just have to love everybody. And I have this wonderful patient who's been with me for many, many years. And he talks religion to me. You don't think I know this stuff, do you? Are you kidding me? But he's Jehovah's Witness. And they just know the Bible better than any Catholic would ever know the Bible. And so anyway, he said, Fred, do you know something? And I go, no, I don't know anything. That's the one thing this doctor doesn't know. He doesn't know anything. So he goes, I said, you know, I got to love that patient. And he goes, no, you don't. You love him but you don't have to like them. Wow. There's a lot of people I don't like, but I love everybody. I love that, man. That's like saying, son of a bitch. I love everybody. And he would go, yes, but you don't like everyone, do you? That's right. Big difference. You have all the potential in the world. The downward spiral of a negative self-image is the reason. You'd think that Americans have a high self-esteem, but it's quite sad actually to see we've got to build more bombs. We definitely need more TSA people at the airport. We definitely need that. I feel so much safer at some of these morons. I mean, I feel so much safer. Are you with me? Don't you want to say, hey!
But you love everyone.
I do, but I don't like them all. Oh my God. It's crazy, man. So we build more bombs. When are we going to use them? Or is it just the bomb building business that's good business? We're going to threaten people. These wars that we're financing, we're going to pay the price. You and me are going to pay, my friends. I don't care how you look at it. I've been to the army. I've been to the military. I fought in a war. There are a lot of things I've done that you haven't done. I stand up, but I'm not going to stand up. See? If you don't stand up with me. I'll fight because I know where the trenches are. The trenches are in my office. That's where you win this war. But this is more than a war. This is a crusade. And when I was taught that this was a crusade, Fred, it's going to take us about 500 years. I go, God damn! I don't have to live that long, do I? See, the old timers liked me because I made fun of these stupid jokes of theirs. You know, they'd say things like, 500-year crusade! I go, God, I hope I'm there at the end. Is it a cash business? Or what is it at the end? Do we have Medicare? And these guys would go, God damn, you're a funny boy. Because everybody's so heavy, man. Don't vaccinate your children. Okay, I won't. But you see, the trouble with that thing is that the patients that are doing it are the patients who also don't get what we get. So we spend all this information and it actually makes us look stupid. It actually makes us. It's like nailing the medical profession in your practice. That's ridiculous. My sister-in-law's a medical doctor. My wife was a pharmacist. My other sister-in-law's a nurse. And you know what the funny thing with all those medical practitioners? They hate their job. Isn't that funny? Why? Because they got no meaning. They don't know why they're doing it. We know why we're doing it. Because there's a subluxation, but there's this intelligence. And by the way, the intelligence created the subluxation. Just want to let you know that. Otherwise, how the hell did you create it? Oh, you put it in. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. It responded. It's a rebound. It's the same as these medications. When you give somebody high blood pressure medication who doesn't have high blood pressure, you create high blood pressure. That's called a rebound. That's exactly what happens. There's a concussion of forces. I showed you the slide. That's old school chiropractic, by the way. You don't see that anywhere. You don't see that, because if they show that, then they have to say, oh, that Fred Schofield, that son of a bitch. See? I am kind of like a little son of a bitch sometimes. But I don't know why my patients love me, and I run a referralized practice. I don't go do screenings. You can go do your screenings. Well, I got 40 new patients. Yeah, and you kept 3. Woohoo! But over 30 years, you better get referrals. It's a way sweet. Double-digit referrals a week. 2 a day. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. Can you do it? Say amen. Amen. Oh, it's a sweet way to practice, man.
Come on.
Oh, man. It's just fire. Fire in the hole! That's called take a deep breath in our office. Take a deep breath. Breathing oxygenates the body. Without breathing, there is no life. It oxygenates. It's the fire. The breathing is the fire. Poor self-image leads to poor self-confidence. You set... Okay, we're done. It sets low objectives. When I hear low volume chiropractors, the first thing I say, what's your goals? And they go, Fred, goals, man, you know. And I go, okay, there you go. Now, Hans Selye wrote the book, The Stress of Life. But I told you it's strain. There's 3 things that create stress in your life. One of them is not having goals. And there's 3 areas you don't have goals in. Ask any patient. You have any health goals? Sure. Name me one of them.
Exercise.
Huh?
Exercise daily.
Exercise.